Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm the Serious Strategy Game and we are returning to Victoria 3. Last time around we did win an unlikely war against France, Austria and Russia. Although I don't guess the war itself was not unlikely, it's our winning that was unlikely because we were outmatched 2-1. Nevertheless, here we are. We have lost quite a number of men. That's unfortunate, but at least now we are the only nation left in the leadership play for Germany, so we are the only unification candidate. Good. Austria is, in that sense, out of the picture. The drawback is we still have to launch a unification play against all of the German miners. Now, it's semi-historical, I guess, in the sense that Austria, the first war was against Prussia, against Austria, and that allowed Prussia to become the prime candidate. Now, the second war was against France, and that is a little bit harder to say, although I guess saying it's the second war is a bit of a misnomer, because as we talked about earlier, there were at least 2 wars against Denmark that you might count as part of the German unification wars as well. Often one of them is counted, the other is kind of forgotten about. Nevertheless, the war against France is historically one of the more interesting ones, because I honestly find it very hard to explain why the war against France led to German unification. France was not opposed to German unification in and of itself. It was not a strong candidate. There was no ally nation in Germany that was relying on France to protect them from Prussia taking over. It was kind of Prussia had beef with France and all of the other German miners piled in to help Prussia, and then they won against France and they kind of went with it and said, okay, you know what, if we are fighting wars together, we might as well unify. And it was sort of that public momentum. But it's very hard to actually say why that was the case. Why did it need that war against France to unify? Everyone else could have agreed to unify even before that. Of course, with Alsace-Loire, but that wasn't the big contentious issue. So, kind of a difficult thing historically and kind of a difficult thing to bring into the game mechanics. But nevertheless, we do have game mechanics to now deal with that. So, cultures, it is, we will launch that unification play. Now, we are actually going to fight France again, just a couple of weeks after we did that. There we go. Well, can't be helped. On the other hand, we're not going to face off against Austria. We're not going to face off against Russia unless Russia joins on the enemy's side as well. And we need to be careful about Great Britain down there too, because they too might join in. And we've seen with the war before where Austria was fighting Russia and then that war concluded and Russia sort of immediately joined on the Austrian side too. That alliances can and allegiances can switch very rapidly. One thing I actually want to check, do we have some sort of truce here? Yes, we do. So I think Russia cannot actually join against us now. That would be fantastic. Great Britain, however, can, and we've seen that their forces are pretty good. The other thing that who can join is because these guys here have a defensive pact with France. They're going to pull us in, so it's Hannover's fault. And Sweden, also they have a defensive pact, so they would pull in Sweden. And I think that latter thing is a thing that we could avoid. So if we go to diplomatic actions and alliances, I can see we can't go for an alliance with Sweden because we don't have the 300 influence required to do that. That means if we, let's say, stop improving relations with France, we should have enough stuff here to ask for an alliance with Sweden, and they would actually accept that. Let's do that, because I think that is going to mean that they would not join in on the enemy's side. Can we improve relations with anyone who would be meaningful? Well, let's unpause here for a second, because I want to see whether they... I think they're going to accept. By the way, in between episodes, I did tweak a little bit of the economy. I did some trade route cancelling. But most importantly, I did build up more motor industries down here in Brandenburg. And that is because we will need a lot more engines. Engines are going to be required for this little technological gem here of the steam donkey. That's going to be very, very useful in coal mines and everything. So yeah, that's going to be good. But we'll need that. We're also building up some tobacco plantations in our colonies and such, simply to keep the ball rolling and produce more than we can there. Bureaucracy. Why are we having such a huge deficit? I think it's because of the petite bourgeoisie. Yeah, that's unfortunate. France wishes to go into a trade agreement We can accept. I don't think that's gonna end too well for you. So how's the... Did I maybe misclick or something? Alliance. Sweden. I did ask you. But, okay, there we go. Then now they have accepted and our influence is actually lower. Let's see whether we can still improve with anyone. Belgium, France, Ottoman Empire. Not really the most critical ones, but I guess we can do that still. Let's improve a little bit with Switzerland. They are our neighbor at the end of the day, so that's good. Right, without further ado then, we're going to immediately go for this... No, sorry, not that. We're going to immediately go for culture. Germany, launch unification play. We're going to face off against Hanover, France, Bavaria. 400 troops or so in total. We have a couple of allies here, 50 or so troops in total. And a lot of people are now on the fence, including Sweden. So, maybe at least, Sweden is not going to be part of this war. Would be brilliant, would be nice. So yeah, let's hope for that. Of course, this is going to escalate a little bit. We can sway countries. A couple of them are leaning towards the enemy. Oldenburg, Dutch East Indies, Denmark. I'm not too concerned about any of these. I would like the UK to join. And I don't think Russia can join. And I would, of course, like Sweden to join. We're going to see. Depends a little bit on who else is going to join in on their side and such. But yeah. I'm not going to mobilize until a short while before the war. And you can see, again, it's sort of a mixed match with all of these different front lines. But you know what? We can live with that. Right, so very soon we could ask people to join on our side, and we probably want to at least start doing that. So Bavaria has joined on the enemy side. Yeah, that's understandable. Sweden is allied to Hanover, so we can't invite them. And the UK can't be invited either. Well, that's unfortunate, so that means we can pretty much not invite anyone. But I'm guessing it also prevents Sweden from joining in on the enemy side. So that's at least pretty good. And I'm pretty hopeful for that. Russia's wait. Jesus, why Russia? Why? Okay, then let's if we can't sway anyone, I'm not too sure why they can join because they should have a truce with us. So I'm not entirely sure there. Anyway, so what can we do? We can liberate countries, Latvia. So sort of these guys not really interested. And what else? Transfer subjects. Finland? No, I don't think so. Wait a minute, Finland. What are you producing? Wood, I guess. Yeah, you're kind of a weird thing. No, I think it would lock us in conflict with Russia, and I'm not really sure I want that. Make puppet for Bavaria. No. They're gonna join in on us anyway. Yeah, I think we're gonna actually try to revoke the claim on Alsace. That's a good one. We could try to conquer states. We could try to open markets. What states would we be looking at? I don't think... It's curious to see that Bavaria... I don't think we need to add Bavaria here. We could go for Greater Poland. Would add a lot of infamy though. As was sort of all of the French territory. Is Greater Poland worth it? It has a population of 1.43 million. That is significant. No big things here. We've got a couple of iron mines, a couple of coal mines. It's a pretty poor area, but it does have 270,000 people to work it. No, I don't think we want to be in a long-term conflict with Russia. We might end up there anyway, but it's not going to be a significant weakening of their position. So I'm going to be fine with that. I am, however, going to add war reparations from pretty much everyone here. So from at least the large nations, simply so that they are a little bit weaker. Liberate subject. That's again France, Oldenburg. Who's controlling Oldenburg? Hanover. Interesting. Make Dominion treaty ports. Treaty ports are a weird thing. I never completely got them. Bypass tariffs. No, I don't think we need that. It's too weird. Okay. let's go with this. I think we're going to be all right with this. I'm fairly confident that they're not going to declare war, so very soon we will need to mobilize and distribute our forces. There we go. Steam Donkey disapproved. I think I want to go under society, under pan-nationalism. That's going to give us a little bit more authority. That's not the critical bit. The critical bit is that we have other things that are very useful for that. Sorry, and by that I should be a little bit more specific here. One of these things is the German unification down here. German minor nations can unify with us if we have researched that. So I think that is why they didn't join in on us earlier. But you know what? There we go. Right, okay. I think we can go ahead now and mobilize our generals, which we do over here. Oh, it's a bit confusing, honestly. But yeah, let's go with that. Right, there we go. And then we can get you to where specifically. Defensive troops. I think you are going to go on the Russian front. We've got offensive and artillery. Mud, aggressive maneuver chance, more offense. That's good. And I'm thinking that we should go against the northern nations first. So let's try to do that. Another offensive planner. We're gonna send you, I suppose, over here. That should deal with them fairly quickly. Yeah, let's try to overwhelm them there. But also keep in mind that we want to keep our front line somewhat balanced, so that we have troops at least sort of kind of everywhere. You are 20 troops, defensive strategist. We're going to pull you against the French here. Pillager, bandit. I think bandit is pretty good, right? As a ruler, more morale damage. Yeah, that is fairly good. Right, that's it. That's all of our troops. Well, in that case, let's look at this front line here again. Because we've got 2 times 40 troops. You guys, get on this front line here. I think you'll be able to overwhelm them down there relatively rapidly. We're not going to mobilize our conscripts for now, because I'm hoping at least that we can win this war relatively quickly. We did see that against the Russians we were doing fairly well earlier, so maybe that's going to work out. I'm hopeful that at least they're not going to pull in the other guys. Conquer Brandenburg. Huh. Well, thank you, Nova. That's an easy one. Our troops here should really be bolstered a little bit. You guys are currently happy. Let's look at our budget here. And I think this should make you happy. You know what? Let's spend a little bit more on you guys. There we go. That's making you happy. That gives us more combat power, which is going to translate into more won battles. And fewer losses, which I very much appreciate. Right, let's dial this up a little bit over here. Dutch East Indies. France is declaring a rivalry against us. Well, we could do that, and we could declare against them, but honestly, I want them to revoke their claim on Alsace, because I'm hoping that we're going to have better relations going forward. I'm not sure that's going to work out, but we are going to see. Right, no more nations that are supporting them, so that is it. Dutch East Indies. So yeah, you guys do have a front down here, which you're certainly going to win there, but we're simply going to have to accept that, I think. Right, let's go to lower timing here and check on a couple of things, whether we want to move some people or do anything like that. We've got troops here, we've got troops here. I would love to have some troops down there, but I think we've got no more than a single general on all of our fronts, so yeah, we're simply gonna have to live with that. You know what? I think you guys down here, go to this front. That should allow you to... Okay, no, they're just rapidly redeploying. Well, it's gonna be okay. We could send these troops elsewhere. Yeah, maybe on this small Bavarian front down here. I would really love my troops to be somewhere where they can conquer territory quite rapidly. Who's coming here? Well, some of our allies probably are. And there we go. Come on. Yeah, well, They've got still 11 divisions there, but we're going to be alright. So to arms. There we go. Armed conflict. Let's double check on a couple of things here. So first of all, military goods, ammunition, fabric, opium. We're not really using opium. I think our arms industries are actually doing fine. Yeah, we actually have a surplus here. Kind of surprising, but okay, we're going to roll with that. Right, so without further ado, let's hit off this battle over here. Some of these offensives are, interestingly enough, going both ways. Oh, look at that. Saxon Mining is doing a small battle down here. Huh, 2 against 1. Good luck, guys. Good luck. Really hopeful that that is going to work out for you. That would be nice. Right, how about the Russians? Russians seem to be staring us off. Some battles up over here. Someone attacking France. That's okay-ish. Seems like we do have a small advantage here. We could potentially try to attack into France too. Looks like we are overwhelming the Bavarians down here on this front, which is lovely. That, on the other hand, is entirely stupid. I hate this about the game. Why? 8 divisions attacking against 34. It's just, it doesn't make sense. Well, at least this battle down there is going to work out in our favor. 11 against 10, that could also work. Although, notice that the French are starting to be a little bit better here, I think, in their defensive power too. So that's something to keep in mind. Okay, suddenly we've got a lot of troops down here. You must have removed from some other places. Okay. Well, if that's the case, you guys are advancing. Shall we really continue to do that? I think we won somewhere over here, right? Okay, let's get you guys and at least switch you guys over to here and push a bit more aggressively into Bavaria if we can. That would be fantastic. I think we're going to win up there, so that's nice. Excuse me. Big battle down here now. Are we going to win that? Yeah, I think we are. It's going to be a bloody battle, but it's still going to be a battle that we are going to win, so that's nice. Yeah, this one over here, not so much. But for now, that seems to be okay. Also, this one over here in northern Germany, that's good. Hanover seems to be out of the picture for now, and I think we are overwhelming the Bavarians pretty well, so that's good. Sure, let's go for that defensive pact, Saxe-Coburg, something. Winning against France decisively, always a nice feeling. Especially knowing that they're going to pay for this war afterwards. We are losing a lot of money right now, but oh my, that's just the nature of wars. Right, pushing in here, that's good. Some place where we seem to have some potential to do some good things, right? So, you guys over here, where do we have troops who we can shift around? Just got a single one there, so yeah, you guys move here. Just rapidly redeploy, try to use these small little gaps wherever we find them. Doing fine down there. Doing good against Bavaria. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about this war. How about the Russians? Russians are not even advancing, so yeah, pretty good there. Small little battle up here. Russians against Bremen, I'm guessing? Yeah. So Bremen is occupied. And we have someone who I don't precisely know where you guys got freed up, but someplace evidently. So I suppose let's go down there. How many troops have we got over there? 50. Yeah, we're not going to move them because that would lead to disaster. Right, apparently we've got some troops down there. We are fighting off the Bavarians down here. I want to get rid of this moosh up here of different front lines. How are we looking in terms of our army? Can we actually recruit another general someplace? Oh yeah, absolutely we can. Northern Germany, please. Industrialists, welcome to the team. Let's do another one. Petite bourgeoisie, armed forces. I think I like the armed forces. Right, let's mobilize you guys. Yes, thank you. And let's move you towards some of these smaller fronts immediately. Did that work? No, it did not. Right, guys, go there. Go there, start moving into territory that we can occupy easily. That's always the best thing that you can do. Just try to see where the enemy does not have any significant defensive power and try to overwhelm them there. Steel mills are expanding. That's just so that we can feed in some of the other things. I think we are losing wood because we don't have our normal good trading partners in Russia who would normally deliver us a lot of wood, but there we go. Peace treaty between the Brits and someone, that's okay. Okay, the French are a bit active up there, but I think if we overwhelm Bavaria, we're going to be golden here. But these battles are small and sort of piecemeal. Kind of dislike that. Our convoys are being sunk, that's not good either. But yeah. We are winning against Bavaria, that's the good thing here. I just need to double check that we don't waste our troops in places where I don't want them to be. Like for example over here. Let's instead focus on Franconia, I'm guessing. They're always pulling in a lot of troops immediately, which is interesting to see that they can do that, but I think they are going to be overwhelmed pretty nicely there. Yeah. If they've got so few troops in total, we usually will win. French are mostly in northern Germany. How is our war support looking? Pretty good. Losing 1. They are losing a lot. Because they're pretty occupied. Yeah, we should potentially deal with Hanover first because they're actually the war leader here. But since we are successful against Bavaria, I want to keep that going. Notice how the French are pulling in more troops here. Which I think means we're going to set our troops to be defending and instead go to some other places with the bulk of our forces. Yeah, there we go. I will probably induce the Bavarians to come back with a couple of people. No. It will simply mean that our generals are going to move all over the place. Which probably is not the best, but there we go. Right. Let's send you here. Okay, most of our troops are now somewhere. I'm guessing a lot of them are back over here. Yes, they are. Let's try to not advance against France here for a moment, but instead focus against some of these areas here where the let's try that. I think I like that. Stabilize the front lines there against Hanover while we overwhelm Bavaria. We're going to defend against France. They have a lot of troops there, but I think our troops are going to be better defensively. And if they want to push here so strongly, I think we're alright. You guys don't have anything to do. Let's... in Poland? Really? Oh, we have a lot of troops over there now. Right, let's send you down here. Why not? You know what? I think we can actually have you... What happens if we got you guys to stand by? I think that will mean... Yeah, in one day we're going to have enough troops here in Poland, don't we? Are you not sort of technically assigned to Poland? Yeah, you are. So that means you guys can move somewhere else. And I think I like that a lot. Yes, 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 yes. Let's do that. Where are we going to move you? Let's move you down here. So sort of switch around, but the advantage here, I think now, is that in Poland, these guys will not take any attrition anymore. So that's pretty good. I like that. Okay, French are taking us here, but they are taking 3-1 losses, so that's nice. We are advancing into Bad Reichenhall, I'm guessing. Yeah, that's nice. Good. Okay, you guys, yeah, well that's the only advantage, that I now have you on that notification bar there without you doing any good. 18 against 21, but I still think we might win that one. This one here is going to be lost for sure. What's going on up here? Fighting some Russians? Yeah, that's going to be okay. And down here in Bavaria, yeah. A lot of battles are now going on, but I think these are battles that we are going to win, so Bavaria is going to get screwed here very rapidly. And we are for sure going to ask for all of these things, which everyone is not going to accept, but I'm thinking very soon they are going to accept that. Right. We need to be careful here because Hanover is making inroads there. On the other hand, we seem to be doing fine over there. We seem to be doing fine here in the far west against the Russians, so that's good. And again, once we can rearrange some of these troops here down in Bavaria, I think we're going to be pretty good. Is there another battle? Yeah, there's one. Come on. There we go. Win that one. And just squeeze them in. They should be out of the picture fairly soon here. Well, fighting 29 troops, that is significant. But, yeah. As long as we can keep the pressure up there, I think that's good. Got a single guy who's idling around Poland. But again, that's pretty okay too. Yeah, and the Bavarians really don't have enough places to pull in reinforcements or anything. Oh, this is an attack by Russia. Well, good luck with that, my friend. Good luck with that. Bunk, there we go. Won that one. Not going to be able to win this one. That one I think is gonna be okay, maybe? No, not really. Yeah, I'm starting to be a little bit concerned about the north there. But, again, once we have the south, I think we're gonna be okay. Lots of troops here in this region. Well, we've got 30 divisions who would be defending over here anyway. We could potentially pull off some troops. I don't think so. Right, come on. Come on now. There's the next battle. But we don't give them any rest now, so I think their morale is going to collapse fairly soon. And fairly rapidly at this point. Okay, there we go. That battle is, I think, pretty moot because we're probably going to win this one. So I'm guessing that technically we could advance elsewhere, but I'm going to keep that open just in case. But yeah, that battle over here, 6 against 2. Once we win that, I think all of our troops are going to rearrange someplace. Oh, 35 against 23, but yeah, we are pushing them back with immense casualties on their side. That's not true in the north. East is still stable, but we are winning in the south. But we just need to win there a little bit more quickly. And I'm thinking at least that that will put the Bavarian troops out of commission too. But I'm not entirely sure. Right, okay, where have you transferred to? I'm guessing someplace over there. Do we have more troops over here suddenly? All of a sudden I think we have. Oh no, you're just idling. Okay, let's take these troops and send them. Where do we want to send them? Where are they weak? Are they not weak anywhere really, but let's send them here. You guys are North Germany headquarter. But for some reason you still count against that. I don't know why, but I guess it's okay. Yeah, fabric shortage. Oh, is fabric in military good? No. That would have been pretty bad. Right. Battle's up over here. Not winning, but I think as soon as we start to see more troops here, I think we're going to be alright. Yeah, we've got 43 troops there. You guys, why don't you start to be a little bit more active here? Let's try to push back Hanover. Their war support is really tanked. I'm guessing France too must have lost a lot of men. Speaking of, how many losses have there been? 300,000 in total. It's again a big war. It is a big war. As soon as the French do get involved, it just tends to be. But yeah, some of these battles really harshly not in our favor. We just need to sometimes bring more men to bear. And at least Bavaria is conquered. They are not losing war exhaustion, or they're not getting that quickly because we've lost the occupation status against them. But look at that, up here in the north. That is fantastic. That is good progress there. This one is going to fail for sure. But up here, that looks promising. Getting some market reports there, not too critical. How about the war against the French? Yeah, they are failing heavily. How many casualties are they taking here? Around 15,000 men against our 4,000. That is... that does resemble some of the wars, some of the battles against the French in 1871. Not the very initial ones, but very rapidly they were getting to that place, so yeah. Right, I think we have occupied some territory here, and we are overwhelming. Whenever it's just the Hanoverians, we are going to overwhelm them rapidly. And I think since they're now occupied, they're going to lose war support very, very quickly. There we go. Unified Germany. And that is that. Not quite though. We are still at war against the Russians and the French. So let's look at their war support respectively and see what we can do then. But we have now all of Germany at our disposal. So we are certainly going to try to do that. War support in Russia is still okay. War support in France is not so okay. So I think we need to push back against both of these at the same time, just to get the ball rolling in terms of occupying their territory. So that is indeed what we're going to do. We are going to go on an all-out offensive against both Russia and... oh, this is going to take a couple of days until you're actually there, which unfortunately means... no. I was almost expecting that to completely collapse there. But no, it is not. Okay, we are at 31 minutes here for this episode, but I still... why do this? 400 divisions in France. Of course, that's a no... that's just no good. 15 against 21? Yeah, that's not going to work out either, even though they don't even have a general. So that's a no-no, and they are bringing in more forces. So maybe instead... you, Evan von Braunschweig, offensive commander, you are already engaged in a battle. Well, that's unfortunate. Friedrich Wilhelm, direct explorer, defensive strategist. Why don't you try to be defensive over here? You, sir, let's get you over towards Russia. Let's focus our offensive there. Be a little bit more defensively minded against France. Have them attack us instead of the other way around. We do get the positive time against them because they are being occupied. They are going to lose that war support. Russia, for now, isn't. So that's okay. We also should think about hiring more generals or promoting them or something. Yeah, we've got no one in southern Germany. Let's try to get someone. Petite bourgeoisie, I hate that. But I'm going to go with pious. And we have a lot of people here who are still standing by. Why? Come on now. It's always a bit annoying that you can't really hit that more easily, I find. Right. How's the army looking? North Germany, South Germany and Rhine can get promotions. North Germany, South Germany and Rhine. And I'm not even seeing where you're from. Where are you based? Is there no way how I can see where you guys are? I mean, I could check that, but that's sort of really awkward to double check that. Okay, so that's just going to be a no. We're going to have to wait. Yeah, we are going to have to wait it out. Okay, that being said, I think I do need to put in a cut here, but we have won against all of the other Germans. That will, of course, mean that we're going to have to do a lot of things after the war resolves here to take care of our market situation and everything else. You just look at the market access here. That's just ridiculous. I guess in between episodes I will start building up a couple of railways. But yeah, there's certainly a lot of things to be done. And at least the railways do make some sense to get that earlier in, because that is going to allow us to get a better grip of what's going on anyway. So for now, thank you very much for watching. Let me know whether you think I should go for France or Russia first, but we're going to see. Bye bye guys.